name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the San Francisco 49ers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the comeback player of the year in 2018. A Pro Bowl quarterback as well a season ago, Andrew Luck.
Just 3 weeks of games left in the NFL regular season. What's it going to take for him to win the MVP? What's it going to take?
Whatever it is, if he wants to strengthen that candidacy, no time like the present.
Yeah, and let me tell you what I think. Not only does he have to play the clean game, no picks, things of that nature, he has to have at least one significant play that we'll talk about all next week. That'll really give him a higher profile.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And here are the Falcon offensive starters.
We know that Tyler Lockett has been a Pro Bowl kick returner, now starting to really emerge as a top threat as a receiver. At his best year as a wideout in 2018, just missed the 1,000-yard mark by 35 yards. Expect that number to increase.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Luck nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Luck now to throw. And he's got Sanu. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Now a play fake, and it's Luck. Caught by Sanu. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. A look now at the starters on this 49er defense. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
This defense has a lot to be proud of coming off of the game they played last week. When you only give up 14 points in a game, not only do you give your team a chance to win, you fully expect to win because you figure your offense is going to score more than that.
Throwing on 3rd down, Luck finds his running back, James Conner. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. They'll try and run for it with counter. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here are the Niners now to get their first drive. They'll be led out by their Pro Bowl quarterback in his 8th season now in the league, Russell Wilson.
It's hard to be frustrated when you throw for nearly 400 yards, but I know he wanted to break that barrier. I think he got the pain eased a little bit when they named him NFC Offensive Player of the Week, though.
Yeah, when you get the award, you know you had the best week in the conference, you'll let it slide. But, hey, that number well within his range. You know he's got the arm to do it in this one. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To throw is Wilson. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. A look at the numbers from last week for Olsen. 3 catches, 75 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Meanwhile, down in Dallas, an update from there. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. It's the Rams that have grabbed the early lead. They'll run with Elliott. It's a 5-yard pickup that time on what will wind up being the final play of this first quarter. Andy Dalton, an early touchdown pass in that one. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They go play action now. Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. And this is caught inside the 5. And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. 1 man in the backfield, that's Elliott on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. So it's 3rd and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more? Now it's Wilson, and they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and the 49ers have now taken the lead. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. About About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out and out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Locke. And he's got Hireman. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
They go play action here on 1st down. And it's caught, the tight end Hill. Touchdown, Falcons! Josh Hill, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick? And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Myles Garrett make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. After the sack on 1st down, Wilson. And that's going to be intercepted. Taken by the Pro Bowler, Eric Weddle. Welcome back in, everyone, to EA Sports coverage of the NFL. It's Falcon football as we resume play in the 2nd quarter.
Come on.
On 1st and 10, it's Counter. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle. 2 minutes remaining in the 1st half, 10-7, our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons. Luck now nearly perfect, 9 of 10 in this 1st half. It's 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now it's Locke. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. 3rd and long, it's Locke. That's complete to his running back, Connor. The 49ers now going to use the 1st of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
A huge loss on the play. That'll bring up second down. After the penalty, it's Elliott. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Looking deep for Julio. He's got a man. Complete. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. It's caught. Jones. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Play action. It's Wilson. Flushed out right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Forced out to his left. And that's Elliott, complete. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start by heading out west to Glendale, Arizona, and it's the Browns that have the lead in the second quarter. Sam Darnold has a couple of touchdown passes. Next, we'll head up to the Bay Area. Check on the Raiders at home in Oakland. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Keenan Allen, a touchdown reception. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And they trail the visiting LA Rams as that one's gone to the intermission. Andy Dalton with 2 touchdown passes there. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott. Third down here. Another incompletion with that one. He's just 7 of 14 throwing the football, 50%. Typically not going to get it done, is it?
And let's just make it simple, and that's exactly why they trail.
And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. A big play there for the Niners. 46 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Flush to his right. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. Out of the gun, it's Elliott.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bud Dupree, he brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Buying time to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain a...
And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. From 6 yards away, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Dawson able to connect on the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Dawson on to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Off of play action. Luck. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Dancing to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a 1st. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They go play action here on 1st down. And he's got it. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Julio Jones with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Niners. Dawson tacks on the point after, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Caught by Sanu. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Connor. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing his line. And it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. 1st and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. Here's Lott. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Jeff Hireman, his first touchdown on the year, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play-action pass, you see the end result, usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with?
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations. So it is.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, 49ers. That a 92-yard kick return. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. A big-time special teams play here in the 4th quarter to extend their lead.
And coaches preach it all the time. If you can score on special teams, your chances of winning the game really jump up in a big way. Now, I'll let our analytics friends quantify it and give us the exact numbers, but that's what coaches talk about all the time, that extra momentum, that extra bounce you get from a special team score.
I don't have any analytics friends. Those are your friends.
I'll claim them.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. From the gun on 3rd down, Lott. Got a man, it's Brown. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here we go on 4th. Lott. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for a strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. He can run for it, and he will. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
A 33-yard attempt.
Dawson's kick is up and through. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. To throw again on 2nd down. Luck. And this one brought in by Sanu. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. To the air again. Luck. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Cameron Hayward in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for San Francisco, they're not going to go quietly here as the Winds are now to 8-6 on the year. And